like to be kind of like a chemist, and I love to experiment with color. So my bases are usually fluorescents, and I kind of paint a painting with an idea of like one color, so it'll be like a purple painting or like a cool painting or a warm painting. So like I still don't ever make that good decision because this is cool and warm colors together, which is actually my favorite. So whatever rule I try to do, I contradict. That being said, I usually have to wear like my headphones with music, and then I will go to a painting that I'm working on. This one I've been working on for days and days, and as the paint gets to be like a certain thickness that most people would consider like really out of control, is to me when it starts to get really interesting. And I just intuitively work within the painting to create forms, oftentimes in like a rhythmic, some sort of rhythmic pattern. But it won't be until later in the painting that I really like create the forms. Like some ways I also will like spray paint over and over till I get the layout of the painting. So for me, it's not static. I also work from like one painting, like immediately to this painting. You know, like that would be really like something very common for me would be to be going through paintings. And then oftentimes, like I'll even clean I'm pretty good at keeping things clean. Otherwise, even I can't control the paints. But I do have like favorites, like warm cools, colors that you mix with some cools, and it gives these like incredible goopy, gloppy pieces. And then like I often will like think a painting is done, and then oftentimes it's not. But I like the way this cool is, and then I'm feeling that. So that's kind of the pieces, like whatever's near me will be in my line of vision. And then that will start to basically define in the end where the shapes actually come from. And then from that point, I basically will just end up like using some cold wax at times, which I love cold wax. It basically will matte it out. And then when I like layer this now, it's gonna have a really different feeling too. And at that point is when I really can start to get these thicker carving layers. And then I just kind of like keep, and oftentimes then I'll stop, like you'll start to see more lines defined as the piece, it's almost like the piece and what it wants to be emerges to me over time. Is that good? That was bad. No, stop it. This is a two-sided pot. This is the feminine side. This is the masculine side. I construct the vessel first out of clay. I glaze it with an underglaze and then a full cone 6 firing. And then I rip off other pieces from pieces I don't want. These flowers are from here. I pull them off, I leave the glaze, I reattach with oil paint. And I do this process over and over till I find it to be complete. And I actually paint the pot back with the oils. This one is the same thing. They are meant to be teapots of some sort. If you noticed a spout, they all have handles. There's like a vessel quality to them, except they're empty and they have holes. You don't know which part of this is original with the glazes, which part I've invented, which is glaze. I have like a material fetish and a texture fetish. And these circles basically are harking to the same idea, but these are really painted in an intuitive, being hyper present to the moment and responding to the paint. And also there's this kind of like idea that I have that they're these kind of like universes of some sort. But it's really a relationship between form, shape. It's much more academic than it looks. It's like I'm very much looking at forms, shapes, how this color is in relationship to each other. And I do work around a whole piece all the time. I never just work one part of a painting. That's pretty much part of it. And that piece is a piece that I take pieces off so that I can collage back onto other pieces. And they're kind of like these giant oil painting stickers that I create. So there's all this kind of like mix going on here, and that's pretty much what I do. And I listen to music all the time. Usually in a series like these circles, I might do a whole circle, which could be weeks, to actually one album that moves me. And then oftentimes I get more and more obsessive. It's one song until I finish the piece. So that's kind of, I feel like my like neurodiversity comes out, like they couldn't really define who I was till they looked at the work, and they're like, oh, this is your like special interest, this is your sensory, this is your tactile. And it like made so much sense, like putting the content of me into who I am into the work. It like started to clarify for things and help pave the way really for this. That's it. Okay, stop.